Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Ninth Legion, and let's play some more Stellaris. So we are... Ooh, there we go. So Sirius has just given us another 3 energy credits.
Special project complete.
And we finished a special project. Mining drone work ethic. The drones and their tireless, endless work of extracting ever-diminishing resources from their local planetoids make for a somewhat dull, but nevertheless informative subject of study. In fact, mining networks on Earth could stand to learn a thing or two about maximizing mineral extraction rates while conserving energy. Additionally, we have found that the drones are not completely silent. They emit signal pings, though extremely infrequently and at a wavelength hard to isolate from background noise. If there is anyone left to receive these pings, may be a mystery for another time. So, noted gives access to the droning optimization edict, or add a list of mineral-rich planetoids to the situation log. Interesting. So we get this option because of our xenophile trait. The droning optimization edict would basically mean we can spend influence to boost our mineral production, which does appeal, but we're not doing great on gaining influence at the moment, so I'm actually going to take the mining sites, because we could do with finding good mining sites.
Situation log updated.
So, what does that require more research? Oh no, here we go, high value mining targets. Okay, so do I actually have any of these on my map? If I say track on map... Oh, okay. Interesting, so that's given us a couple of good targets. Fangor, which we passed over last episode in favour of surveying Diub. And we've got a system down here, number 287, a class K star, which is pretty handy because we're going to be expanding our wormhole network here in Tevel, was my plan. So that should put it within range. That's perfect. Okay, we'll turn that off for now, but that is pretty handy to know there's good sites there. Alright, turn time back on again. Our construction ship is currently in Barnard Star, building us more mining platforms here for minerals. We are doing okay on energy for the time being. We do have some stored up. We can get that one. I'll probably get the 2 minerals here. We'll then go grab that there. We've got some science out here. We've got a lot of minerals and tropion.
Research complete.
Ooh, okay, we've actually finished our first research. Fantastic. Deflectors. This increases planet fortification toughness by 20% and unlocks some component, deflectors, which is basically a small shield module we can fit to our ships. Energy deflector screens can stop a limited amount of incoming enemy fire before overloading. Their main drawback is they consume large amounts of power. Sounds good to me. So, every time you complete research, you will then be presented with a number of different options. As it says here, when we finish researching a technology, up to 3 your options will be generated. Notice it says up to 3. The game could be quite mean to you and give you only 2 options or 1 option, and they are always slightly randomised, so you never know what you're going to get, which makes every game a little bit different. In this case, we've got 3 options. Energy storage capacity plus 250, and unlocks the power plant number 2 and the Befarian power plant. Befarian power plants require a strategic resource, which unfortunately we do not have any of at the moment. Gravitic sensors, survey speed plus 15%, and increase larger sensor module for ships, or improved deflectors. Now, Jackie Hood is good at field manipulation, so she would get a plus 10 bonus for doing improved deflectors, but I actually really want gravitic sensors. That plus 15% bonus to survey speed, that would be really good. We've got 14 months remaining on ion thrusters, 49 months remaining on the colony ship project. That is going to take a while, especially because I've been pulling her off to investigate aliens for me. So that's kind of my fault. Okay, we've built a mining station in Barnard Star. Perfect. Let's grab this last one of 2 minerals here. We don't quite have the resources for it, but we can at least have our construction ship move over there. At the end of the month... Ooh, just shy. I need 90 minerals for this, so we're going to wait. We have to wait another month, which is about the time it's going to take that ship to get there. Not the fastest ship in the world.
Anomaly found.
And we found an anomaly on Sirius 4. There are signs of activity by an ancient precursor civilization on this inhospitable rock. This is a level 1 anomaly, and Elsa Kruger did level up recently to level 3. Now, the option is we could change it to a scientist aboard our other ship. Let's see if I can do that, actually. Because, yeah, here we go. Ivan Krutov has he has a trait, the archaeologist trait, which means he has 0 failure risk for this. So if we switch over for him, there we go. I would like you to do the research project for me. Let's go have a look at you, shall we? So where did you find it? Sirius 4, there we go. Signs of precursor activity. But that does mean, I believe, that, yeah, that ship's now got to head all the way over there. But I'm happier with that than with the risk of failing to research the anomaly. We're not under a great time crunch here. We can take our time a little bit. Excellent. Month has just ticked over. We've got the resources to construct another mining station at Barnard Star. So when that's finished, we'll have plus 19 on our minerals. Now, are you heading straight there? Yeah, you are. So they're going to warp out, go back to Sol, warp over there, and then they'll come back and finish off surveying this system. Which is fine by me. Get rid of that little notifier. So you should still be... Yeah, you're still doing all your work. Wow, actually there's 5 energy in this system. That's pretty good. Yeah, we definitely need to come here. Sorry, 6 energy. 3 on there, 3 there. And we don't know what this will actually reveal to us.
System survey complete.
Oh wow, another energy. Holy crap, okay. Yeah, we definitely want to make sure we get this system. We need these energy resources as soon as possible, and that minerals is going to come in handy as well. Now, I can't get to that interesting system outside, but we probably want to put a wormhole generator here. So let's go survey Tefel. That'll be our next objective. Minerals are doing okay. We'll definitely have enough minerals for another mining station by the time that one finishes. Oh, there we go. So you're all done. We can see here we've exploited all the resources because they've turned green. They'll still be white if they weren't. So let's manually tell this one, this construction ship, to come here. Move there. We haven't got the resources just yet, but by the time it's actually, you know, taken the wormhole back to Sol and then wormhole out to Sirius, it will be done. Hopefully we can take everything in this system and then go build a wormhole generator in Tefel. And you are... yeah, you're examining this anomaly for us. You're almost done. Hopefully this will be something interesting. The First League. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Sirius 4. If what we have learned from these artifacts is correct, this civilization was some sort of confederation that consisted of many different alien races. They called themselves the First League and appear to have coexisted in relative peace some 2 million years ago. Though the Sirius system lies in the region of space that seems to have made up the core of their territory, a partial map found among the artifacts indicates this First League may have covered a significant portion of our galaxy before its eventual collapse. Very interesting. This begins the Precursors, the First League event chain.
Situation log updated.
Okay, so they're now going to head back to the other side of Sol and start surveying where they left off. And Precursors, the First League. So this gives us a side mission to recover 6 First League artifacts, which sounds pretty good to me. How are we doing? Everyone's kind of shuffling through Sol at the moment. That wormhole generator has got a lot of work to do. We've got our science ship in Tefel. Tefel has a lot of bodies in its system, all these planets and moons. With any luck, we're going to find some more interesting stuff here. And our construction ship is just arriving on station. We have the minerals for this already, so let's... Oh no. Sirius is not within our borders. Okay, I completely forgot about that. So, this blue circle around Sol, this is our actual borders. We can only build within our borders, which means that Sirius is way outside, which is kind of a shame, because I really want the stuff they've got there. Now, it does have a habitable continental world, so we have a choice. We can either wait until we get colonization in 40 months, which is a very, very long time. Colonize that, and then we can start exploiting all of that, or we can build a frontier outpost. Now, frontier outposts basically claim a small area of space for you. It's not the same as planting down a colony, because the area claimed will not grow in size of its own. It will grow in keeping with the rest of your planetary, your interstellar borders, but not in the same way as a colony will. And they are quite expensive, not in terms of minerals. They only require 85, so it's actually cheaper than a mining station. The problem is it's going to require 170 influence, and we only have 227 right now. I think for the moment, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait until we can actually colonize that planet, because that planet doesn't look too bad. Size 15, so it's one smaller than Earth. It does have a lot of terrain blockers on it, though. Having said that, that's not actually a great planet. But I think I'd rather colonize it than build a frontier station, because once we do colonize it, and we certainly will, it's going to be a long time coming until we have a lot of habitable worlds around us. When it's taking us several years to get to the point where we can colonize continental worlds, let alone ocean worlds or tundra worlds. They're all going to have their own research projects. So we're going to have to take this one sooner rather than later, no matter what. And I don't want to waste all that influence. In which case, let's head over to Alpha Centauri, and we will start building research outposts. These are much more expensive, but this will give us a boost to research. So this will give us another 4 physics research in that system. So let's have you move over there. And yeah, I completely forgot about the whole border mechanic. That's a shame. Okay, we definitely need to get colonizing in that case. So, let me go to my government. Let's have a look at our edicts. We need to boost our society research so we can get colony ships faster. And the simplest way of doing that would be to do the society research grants. This edict favours the society department with additional funds at the cost of other scientific disciplines. This will cost us 1 influence per month to maintain. Currently we have +4, so that's not too bad. Society research speed will be increased by 30%. Research speed for engineering and physics will correspondingly go down by 10%. So basically the only time you want to do this is when you are really trying to get one specific project done. And I think colony ships is going to be the one we need to push. I mean, gravitic sensors are nice, ion thrusters are going to come in handy, but we need colony ships. So there we go. That is now active. Our influence has gone down by 1. I wonder if we can already see a change. 31 months. That's already knocked off 9 months. That's pretty good. You can see the research bonus here is now plus 34%, which isn't bad. It's worth noting that these characters will also level up. They are gaining experience as they progress through the research tree. So with luck, she might level up and get even faster. Now, I wonder if there's anything we could do on Earth. Let's have a look. Planet summary. Are there any edicts we could put into place? These cost just a flat influence, not per month, just one lump sum. Re-education campaign. Decreases ethics divergence for 10 years. That land of opportunity increases migration attraction for 10 years. Infrastructure projects. This edict puts considerable political weight behind new apparently this edict stops you being able to talk properly. This edict puts considerable political weight behind new construction initiatives. So building cost and construction time both go down by 25% for 10 years. That could be pretty handy. Or grassroots administration. Oh, I forgot about this one. This one lasts 10 years and increases your energy credits by 20%. That would have been handy, but we are kind of out of the energy credit slump there. I don't think we need to do that, not for 150 influence. That could be handy, infrastructure projects, but again, it's very expensive in terms of influence, and we're gaining very little right now. We do have a fair bit of building work I'd like to do, but I think right now we're going to be okay. Let's see. We did clear this tile here, which means we've got more food. That population's already growing. We might as well We'll build a hydroponics farm there soon, but let's grab this research first. This will help offset some of the penalties we've just incurred on our physics research whenever our construction ship gets there. They're still there. They go. They've just jumped into Sol. Let them do their thing. So our borders around our colonies will naturally grow over time. It's just a small problem that we're going to have to wait. We'd have to wait a long time for them to grow to Sirius naturally. We need to colonise faster to get out there. Right, you've arrived, and I think you actually have enough research for this. So let's take the one over Alpha Centauri 4 first. Oh, hang on, why is that now saying 90 research? Oh, hang on, was it because... I think I understand now. Okay, the price on here was actually to do both of them. I actually have enough ready, so... Sure, do both of those for me. That's interesting. It was counting it for the whole system. So if I looked instead on Sirius... I can't do that because it's not in range. I wanted to see what the price would have been for 8 mining stations straight up. My bet would have been on a lot, but hey. Diab was apparently the wrong choice. It's got that desert colonization world, but there's nothing else here. All of these planets and moons are not what we're looking for. Fangor, however, we know from the ancient mining drones there is stuff here. We don't know what, but there's definitely some indication of stuff being
complete.
There. Okay. Oh, we have completed the research on iron thrusters. So, these electric thrusters use beams of ions to generate thrust without the need for propellant. Basically, it's a small module we can fit onto our ships, which gives plus 10% to sublight speed, which is when they're flying around, not travelling faster than the speed of light. And also gives them a plus 20 chance to evade, which is handy for dodging weapons fire. I'm not going to worry about upgrading or designing new ships right now, but we do need to assign some new research. So what have they given us this time? Geothermal fracking, mineral storage capacity plus 1000, and mining network 2, which is an upgrade to mining network 1. I mean, the mineral storage capacity isn't something to worry about just yet, considering we're only sitting on 60 out of 5000, so I'm not too concerned about that. Nuclear missiles will give us missile defense module, which is something that can be fitted to a spaceport, and nuclear missiles. We've currently got red lasers as our weaponry, so not too worried about nuclear missiles, especially level 1 nuclear missiles. However, this one, powered exoskeletons. This gives an army damage modifier of plus 5%, but it also increases mineral production by plus 5%, and over time that is going to add up a lot. So powered exoskeletons are wearing a powered exoskeleton suit augments the user's strength and speed. The military applications are obvious, but it will also increase labour efficiency, and I think, yes, please, thank you very much. That's quite a good one to get early on. Oh, and our scientist also leveled up. Oh no, this is... This is Ivan Krutov, in charge of the UNS Mulder. He's just hit level 3. He didn't gain a new skill, unfortunately, but it does mean his research speed is now increased, and that carries over for surveying. I would guess it's 2% per level, looking at that. So he's 2% faster now than he was a minute ago. And he found some engineering
System
research.
survey complete.
And wow, you finished that planet really quickly, actually. Well done, Ivan. Okay, let's head to Fangor. Hopefully there's going to be something really good there. How are we doing in Tefel? Because I said there's a lot of planets here, so there should be some stuff here. And so far I'm being proved a liar, because we haven't found anything. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 bodies in this system. There's got to be something here. Surely there must be something. I'm going to be very upset if there's not. What about Fangor? How's Fangor looking? Come on, Ivan. You're my man. I believe in you, Ivan. You can do it. Ooh, the UNS Tigris completed the construction of a research station in orbit of Alpha Centauri 2. That's the first of the 2 we had queued up there done. So we now have plus 7 physics research. That's not too bad. Tefel is still coming up blank. Wow. Wow, Tefel. way to let me down. Not that I can get to you yet, but I will get to you one day.
Anomaly found.
Aha! Hello. Some kind of unknown structures are floating in this gas giant's upper atmosphere. They appear... Ooh, pause the game while I do this. They appear to be using aerostatic lift to remain buoyant. Interesting. It's a level 1 anomaly. It's not anything archaeological, so he doesn't get his usual bonus. But the risk is only 15%. We'd have to wait quite a while for him to get to level 4, so I think we're just going to do this right now. 15% is pretty good odds. And that was in orbit of this gas giant here, so he's going to have to come back because he was scanning the sun for me. Sorry, I let the game run on. Unfortunately, unlike a lot of other Paradox titles, you can't actually say when you do and do not want the game to pause. Usually they're pretty good about that, and you can specify what events pause the game or ones don't. And I'd like it if that stuff did, so I had time to do it properly. Let's see what this gets us, shall we? And our second physics station is done, so we've got +9 physics research now. Good, good, good. I'm quite happy about that. How are we doing on colonisation? 19 months remaining. Okay. Well, so even with the bonus, we're going to get that just after the gravitic sensors finishes. That's okay. Aerostat colonies. A ruined network of aerostat colonies dating back at least 3 millennia can be found in low orbit of this gas giant. Their original function appears to have been gas mining, but they have since been abandoned and reoccupied by many different races and pirate groups. The colonies have been thoroughly stripped of anything even remotely valuable, but the mere fact that they are still aloft after all this time makes them an interesting subject of engineering research. Fascinating. So Fancor 1 now gains a modifier, now has 3 engineering research on that world, where previously had nothing. If we'd failed that research mission, we wouldn't have got anything from that planet. So that's cool. But I am looking for minerals in this system, not physics research. Okay, my construction ship, unfortunately, probably needs to come home, because there's nothing else within our borders it can build on. Unless I can come to Tefel. When can I build a mining station? Cannot build within a gravity well, okay. Can I just build it? Aha! Well, in that case, we will build a wormhole station here. They're actually pretty cheap. 75 minerals isn't very much. Monthly maintenance cost of 0.25 energy, we can afford that. Sure. Build me another wormhole station out this way. That'll give us access to a lot of stuff around here, including that second highlighted system that the mining drones told us about. Speaking of which, we should probably do something about some of these guys at some point. We haven't upgraded our fleet at all yet. We're still on 3 of the smallest ship classes, which are corvettes. I think it's time we purchased a few more of those. So let's see, Corvette Mulder's class, 58 minerals apiece, they take 60 days to make. I can actually afford 2 of those right now. Let's get those constructing. We're not going to have a need for the minerals after that. Eventually we're going to want another wormhole station to help expand our survey efforts, but we're going to be running ahead of what we can actually build on by a long time. You guys are still working away, that's good. And it's worth noting, we can't actually go and survey the system until we've dealt with the bad guys, so they have to be dealt with at some point. It looks like those 3 energy is all we're going to get out of
System
Tefel.
survey complete.
Okay. Well, you are almost very nearly level 4, which would be nice. Is that... Where else could I send you? I suppose you can go survey Magahama while we're waiting for that to be built. There you go. How about Fancor? Ooh. Aha! 5 years have passed in-game. So there is now a campaign underway to elect a new president. The result will be announced on 2205-0401. Okay. So yeah, look, these are the 4 possible leaders of our people. You can see on the side here the voting share they have. You can see over here if they have any support from factions. So Dolores Mwanga has support from a faction. I don't know which faction though. The Loyalists, I guess. Yeah, she has 100% support from the Loyalist faction, which is probably going to help her out. And they all come with a mandate. Basically, what are the election promises they're being voted on? So Jackie Hood, who's currently leading, is an orbital researcher mandate. She wishes to strengthen the United Nations of Earth's research output by beginning construction of at least 4 new orbital research stations. And that rewards us a bunch of influence, should we be able to meet that. Bear in mind that we'd have 5 years to build 4 orbital research stations. Depending on how the game works, that may or may not be achievable. So there's no penalty for failing it, but you do get a little bit of reward for it happening. Dolores Moranga, however, she wants off-world mining. She wants to bolster the United Nations of Earth's mineral stockpiles by constructing at least 4 new orbital mining stations. And we get a medium influence reward of 80 to 175, which is basically the same as that. Michelle McNiven wants the same thing, and Teresa Decker would like the same thing as well. What do these people believe in? So Jackie Hood is a champion of the people. Her election would give us a plus 10 happiness. And she's also resilient, so she'd have a 25-year longer lifespan. That's pretty good. We'd get plus 10 happiness for an extra 25 years. Not too bad. This one would give us extra monthly influence and reduce the cost of frontier outposts. That's not bad either. You are a champion of the people, and you are space miner. Constructor build cost minus 25%, mining station build cost minus 25%. That's interesting. And you're expansionist and champion of people. I think overall Jackie Hood would be pretty good. That plus 10 happiness can be pretty handy. And if we really do favour one candidate over the other, we can spend our influence to actually support them. It will cost us 50 influence, but it would boost their chances of winning the election. But I'm just going to let this run through. I shan't interfere in the democratic election process. I am a benevolent god of this AI world. Alright, how are we doing on Earth? They are building our corvettes for us.
Survey complete.
And we finished surveying Fancor. Ah, interesting. Fancor did have 6 minerals in it. So that's not too... Wow, actually, just that one rock, that one asteroid has 4 minerals on it. I've never actually seen a 4 mineral stack. That's pretty good. I'm not going to lie. That was a good lead from our robot buddies. Actually, I say robot buddies, they kind of want to kill us, but hey, they helped me out, so they're my buddy. We'll skip over Rijin and Kwananga, because we know there's hostiles there, and we'll explore... What's the name of that? I can't see the name of that now. Wildor. And we've got Makahama and Durasta still to survey. Once we're done with those, we are going to run out of stuff. That's everything within current range, but our construction ship is already 62% of the way on our next wormhole station out here in Tefel, so that will open up another cluster of stars for us to go have a look at. But I think I'm going to take a break here, so thank you guys for watching. Hope you are enjoying this. Do feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Hopefully I'm going to see you guys all later for the next one. Bye!